Hi and welcome to class today. So today we're going to do a very slow and stretchy flow, the Moon Salutation, and we will try to find flexibility in our body, especially in our legs. So you can see here that I have prepared a thin pillow or a blanket so that you can support your knees when you are kneeling on the floor. 2 blocks, and I also have other pillows to support myself and a strap, so a lot of things. And I suggest you come closer to the wall. So basically we use all the things we have to help us to stretch in the most comfortable way. You can use however many pillows you want, and blankets too. And then we're going to sit in Bandha Konasana pose. So touch your feet and open your knees out. Take a deep inhale and exhale, lean yourself forward. So at first you can just rest your arm on your thigh and close your eyes. We're going to take some deep breath here, and every time you exhale, you can bring your face closer toward your feet. You can touch your chin to your chest, and you can bring your forearms on the top of your shin bone as you slowly get closer toward the floor. When you inhale, feel your torso getting longer to the front of your mat, and when you exhale, go a bit lower than where you were before. Inhale, make your torso longer, bring your face more and more forward, and exhale, bring yourself lower. Just let go of your body and let your head just relax. And here the gravity will do the job for you by bringing your spine lower toward the floor into a forward bend. Your job is only to listen to your body, and every time you exhale, you can come a bit forward to the front of your mat. And listen to all the tension that is now being stretched at the front, at the back side of your body. Let go of your head more and feel the tension that you may have on your upper back and behind your neck too. Keep your long, slow breath and feel all the stretch that happened from your buttock to your back. And to me, my right buttock is definitely tighter than my left. It's a lot of sensation there. So you notice on your own body. Remember where you find tension. Take another deep inhale and exhale. Just slowly get out of this. Bring your hands back. Bring your hands behind you. Close your legs and then do relaxing movement. So bring your legs from side to side. And bring your feet on the floor and hug at your knees. So you will see that in these kind of stretch, you may feel very uncomfortable in the body. And that is because that part is tight and it needs to be stretched. So it's very uncomfortable, but that is the reason why we're doing it. And start listening more to your body and try to distinguish between each message that your body wants you to hear. For example, pain is another thing compared to tightness of muscles. So pain is when your body is in a dangerous or degraded situation and it really want to scream to you and tell you to do something about that. But the stretchy feeling is about the tension. So you have to listen to it on your own and hear. So try to listen to your body and tell between all these messages that your body is speaking to you, and decide if you go further into the pose or you go back. So any pose that I do that you see that I'm very deep, but you cannot do so deep, you go back. So you can do the same pose but not as deep. Alright, so you learn how to listen to your own body, because I can't, and neither can anyone do that for you. It's a very interesting practice so that you can understand your body better. So let's bring your knees down to the floor, to the pillow here that I prepared. You can use a blanket and fold it. And then inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow, warming up your spine. Exhale, cat pose, and do it really slowly. One more time, inhale. And from here, downward facing dog. Move your hands back and walk your feet back closer to the wall behind you in down dog. And walk your heels on and off the floor. And then let's inhale, bring your right leg up. Now let's bring your right leg all over the wall behind you. You can touch your toes or the top of your foot onto the wall. And stay. Try to reach your leg higher and higher toward the wall. Push more and more through your hands. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Bring your knee to the front of your mat and bring your back hip down to the floor. Anjali Asana pose. So you can walk your hands onto your side and then inhale, bring your arms up. Take a deep inhale and exhale, sink your hip a bit lower. One more time, inhale and exhale, hands down to the floor. Find the blocks with you. Bring your hip back and bring your front heel forward, half split. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arc your spine and do the halfway up pose. Exhale, forward bend. Bend your elbows, bring your belly to your thigh and try to bring your face close to your leg. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now let's inhale, lift your chest up. Keep your leg here, try to pull your right leg back and then walk your blocks to the right side. And walk further and further toward the back side of your mat. Twist and half split. Inhale and exhale. Turn your chest more and more to the right side and still pointing your toes up to the sky. So don't let your leg fall here. One more time, inhale and exhale. Slowly find your way back. Move the blocks to the side. Bring your hands down to the floor. Bend your front knee and move your foot back into table pose. And then downward facing dog. Again, walk your heels on and off the floor. And this time, try to bring both heels down to the floor. See if you can touch the floor with your heels. If you can, bring your toes off the floor. So your heels will be on the floor, but your toes will be off the floor. And now it's stretching you at the back side of your body. Press your heels down toward the floor. And raise your hips up higher. And then let's bend both knees again. And then down dog. This time, bring your left leg up toward the wall and try to bring your leg higher. So you can walk your hands a bit closer to your foot and push so that your left leg will be higher. And feel the stretch happening on your right leg now. You can bend your right knee. You can lift your right heel up. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Left knee forward. Step your left foot forward. Bring your right knee down to the mat. Anjali Asana, so hands up to your knee, and then inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, move your hip forward and feel the stretch happening at the front of your right hip. One more time, inhale and exhale, bring your hand down to the floor. Find the blocks, move your hips back and bring your front heel more to the front. Point your toes up to the sky. Inhale, halfway up, arc your spine like the cow pose. And exhale, bend your elbows, round yourself, stick your belly to your side, forward bend. 2 more rounds, inhale and exhale. And 1 more round, inhale, exhale. Then let's inhale, raise your head up. And now walk your blocks to the left side. And try to keep your left leg the same and bring your left hip back and up. But move the block more and more toward the back side of your mat. Twist and stay here for only 2 breaths. So inhale, grow taller. And exhale, turn your chest more and more to the left side. Don't let your left leg fall. Keep pointing up to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Let's come back. And then bring your knee back toward each other. Downward facing dog. Look at the front of your mat and step your feet forward toward your hands. Hold into your big toes. Inhale, halfway up. You can keep your knees slightly bent so that your belly can stick to your side and you can forward bend here. Bend your elbows to the side. And let your head go. So the top of your head is pointing down to the floor. And being relaxed. And then inhale halfway up and slowly stand up. So inhale, bring your arms over your head and exhale, hands in front of your heart. The Moon Salutation, we're going to make it very simple and we're going to put the foot onto the wall in down dog split. Inhale, bring your arms over your head and exhale, arc your spine into a back bend. Inhale, stand up straight and exhale, forward bend. Hold your big toes, inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward bend, bend your elbows. Bring your head lower and lower toward the floor. Let go of your head. So let's stay here for 3 breaths and feel the stretch happening at the back side of your body. Imagine you are pushing your knee back so that your leg becomes straighter. As you still keep your belly sticking to your thighs. And then inhale halfway up, release your hands. Exhale, step your right foot back a long step. Bring your right knee down to the floor. And now let's hold the block with you and hold them next to your hips. Inhale and exhale, press your hands down to the block and let your hips sink. So close your eyes And just stay here with your arms standing on the blocks. Your hips can relax and can slowly go lower and lower toward the floor. Anytime you feel like you can go further, move your front foot away, move your back knee away. Make more space for your body to go deeper into the stretch. Close your eyes and keep the long, deep breath. Very calm. So when you inhale, you will discover the stretchy place in your body, and it's right at the front of your right hip. And when you exhale, visualize how you are bringing the tension away from your body. One more breath. And then bring the blocks back to the front. Half split again. Bring your heels down to the floor. Flex your toes up. Move your heel further in front of you and then inhale halfway up. Again, you don't have to straighten your front knee. You can keep it bent, but try to pull your left hip up and back. And exhale, bend your elbows. Stick your belly to your side and bring your head very close to your leg. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. One more time. Inhale halfway up. Exhale. Then inhale halfway up. And now keep your right hand on the floor, on the block, and turn yourself to the left side. Try to push your left hip back and down. So don't let it lift it up. Inhale here. And exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Step your knee back. Downward facing dog. Stay for several breaths in down dog. So you inhale, you can lift your hips up high. And exhale, press your heels toward the floor. Maybe you cannot touch the floor for now. But inhale, raise your hips up higher. And exhale, press your heels toward the floor. Walk your hands closer and your feet closer toward the wall. Down dog split. Let's bring your right leg up toward the wall. It doesn't matter what part of your foot you're putting on the wall. And try to reach up higher and higher. So feel the stretch happening on the other leg, which is on the floor right now. Stay for 2 more breaths. And imagine you want to make your left knee straight. And then let's bring your right knee forward and step your right foot forward. Back knee down to the floor. Find the blocks again. Close your eyes and sink your hip low. So inhale, identify the stretch, and exhale, lower. When you inhale, feel the stretch happening at the front of your left hip, and exhale, sink your hip low. See, if you need more space, you can always bring your front foot forward and your back knee backward. Create a big gap between your legs so that you can slowly sink and sink. 2 more breaths. Listening to the front of your left hip. Trying to speak to you. You are releasing the tension there. And then slowly come back. So bring your hips back. Walk your blocks in front of you. Move your front heel more forward, further than you did before into the half split. You can still bend your knee, don't lock your knee. Keep it slightly bent and pull your right hip back and up. Point your right toes to the sky. Inhale, arc your spine. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale. Exhale, bring your belly down and imagine you want to bring your face more into your ankle. And one last time, inhale. And exhale. Then let's inhale, keep your left hand here on the block. Bring your left hip down. Bring your right hip down and back. and bring your right arm up. So don't raise your right hip with you, sink your right hip down. Open yourself to the right side. Inhale deeply and exhale. One more time. And then hands down to the block. Bend your front knee, put the foot on the floor, and then step the other foot with you into forward bend standing. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. You can hold your big toes and pulling your elbows to the side. Pulling your arms to the side, bending your elbows. So every time you exhale, bring your head a bit closer toward the floor. You are folding very much. And you're pulling with your arms to encourage deeper and deeper forward bend. And one more breath. And then slowly bring your head up as high as your heart. Stay here for a while so that you will not be dizzy. And then slowly stand up. So inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take a small break here in the standing pose. Then we change side. So inhale, bring your arms up and do a very slight back bend. Exhale, slowly forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Prepare the blocks with you and step your left foot back, long step. Bring your left knee down to the floor. Hold the blocks. Maybe this time you can hold the lower side of your block, but it's optional, so you can still hold the higher side. Move your foot more and more to the front and sink your hip even lower than you did before. So you close your eyes again and let go of your hip. So every time you exhale, it can go lower and lower. Inhale deeply and feel the stretch happening at the front of your left hip. Every time you exhale is a chance to let go more and let your hips sink down toward the floor. Listen to your body. You don't have to look like me or to keep as long as I do. You can bring your hip up and back and then go back into the pose. So that's what we do with the stretch when we have to hold long. And let's open your eyes and slowly move the block in front of you, and as you push your hips back. So now you can hold the lower side of the block. Move your front heel away from you, maybe even further, and stay here. So you have two options. You can just stay here. For some people, forward bending here is feel very hard. So you can just stay here and keep pulling your right hip back. It's already a big hamstring stretch here. Otherwise, 3 times inhale and exhale, forward bend. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then let's raise yourself up. Bring your front foot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your left leg up toward the wall and put your left foot on the wall. Let's walk your hands and even your right foot closer to the wall for the standing downward facing dog split. So reach your foot up higher while you're pressing your right heel down toward the floor. You don't have to touch the floor and you don't have to straighten your knee completely, but find a stretch on your right leg. Then let's bend your left knee, step your left foot forward, Anjali Asana pose. So hold on to the blocks again, move your foot further to the front and sink your hip low. So here you bring your foot very far to the front, but make sure your knee is somewhere right on the top of your ankle. If you are here, that's fine. But if you are here and you feel unstable, then bring your foot back. So sink your hip low, close your eyes again. Every time you exhale, let go more of your hip and make it come closer toward the floor. It's like you are standing with your arms in this pose and your hips can relax completely. And then let's slowly open your eyes, pull your hip back, walk your blocks to the front, and you can use the lower side here. Bring your front heel forward even more. So I suggest that you can use the higher side and keep your body upright if you feel like forward bending is very much for you. Point your toes to the sky. You can keep your front knee bent and pull your left hip up and back. You can stay here. This is already Hanumanasana. The split is already it is. But if you want to, you can slowly bring yourself down for 3 times. So if you do that, you go with me, inhale halfway up and exhale forward bend for totally 3 times. And then let's slowly bring your foot back and step your front foot forward into forward bend. Inhale halfway up. You can bend and straighten your knee. And exhale forward bend. Inhale halfway up and slowly stand up. So inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes and stay here for a few breaths. And let's slowly open your eyes. And we're going to do the forward bend at the wall. So this is my favorite stretch. And it could become quite intense after a while. So you decide to get out of it anytime. Inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale, forward bend. You can bend your knees a lot and relax your head so that the top of your head will be pointing down to the floor. Then you come closer toward the wall and you put the back of your head on the wall. From here, you're going to slide your head lower so that your neck and your shoulder will be on the wall too. And we stay here. So now you can feel that your head and the upper back is on the wall. So you imagine that one day, sometime, maybe you can stick more and more of your spine on the wall. And maybe your whole spine can be on the wall. So until then, we will just stay here. You can definitely bend your knees and hold the floors with your hands. Anytime you can, bring your head lower so that your spine will stick more and more into the wall. And maybe straighten your knee a little bit more. Always inhale deeply and exhale. You can always walk your feet closer toward the wall. Close your eyes and feel the stretch coming all the way along your back thigh and your calf. And maybe in your back too. Always maintain long and deep inhale. Then exhale. Maintain long, deep inhale. And exhale. Bring the tension out through your nose as you exhale. Anytime you feel like you can go more and more into the stretch, you can either bring your head lower and stick more of your spine into the wall, or you can walk your feet closer to the wall. If you feel like this is way too much and you don't want to be in it anymore, just sit down into a squat and get out of this pose. But I will be here for a few more breaths. And then I'm going to get back and out from the wall. Oh, so I sit down to the floor and put my feet into the wall. I'm going to support my legs with a pillow underneath and forward bend. So hold on to my legs, press my belly into my thigh, tuck my chin to the chest, and let the head rest on my legs. Take deep inhale to find out the tension on the back side. And maybe you don't need the pillow anymore. You can press your knees straight on the floor and forward bend. Slowly get out of this pose and lay down to the floor. Move your legs around and let your back relax on the ground first. And then we're going to try the standing split pose. So prepare the blocks with you and move the pillow away from the wall. We do a downward facing dog, but much closer with your blocks and your legs. So you're very close to the wall now. Make sure you're still standing here with your leg. And then let's bring your right leg up to the wall. You can bend your right knee and bring your right leg higher and higher to the wall. If you think this is too much, you can get away from the wall a little bit with your hands or with your foot in a standing split. You can even bring your toes or the top of your foot or your knee to the wall. And think of pressing your hip back and pressing your knee back to stretch the left leg. Press into your arms. You can walk closer if you feel like you are making progress and you want more. Maybe come even closer and more into the split. And slowly get out of this pose. Step your feet on the floor, walk your heels on and off the floor. Then we try with the other side. So stand with your right leg and bring your left leg up and into the wall. You can keep your toes and your knees on the wall, or you may keep your knee and the top of your foot on the wall so that your hip will be kind of square. Then feel the stretch happening on your right leg. Think of bringing your hip and your knee back and closer to the wall to get more and more of the stretch. But of course, if you feel like it's too much for you, you can always bend your standing knee and hold tightly into the blocks. Maybe step a bit closer for the last few breaths. And then slowly get out of this pose too. Walk your heels on and off the floor. And then bring your knees down to the floor. Cat and cow. So inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. And let's try with the Hanumanasana. So Hanumanasana, I'm going to fold my mat so that I get the floor. I'm going to slide my foot on the floor. And I will need a pillow, so I keep it here. And another pillow to support my knee. So I start the pose with my left knee on the floor and my right foot into the pillow. If you don't have the pillow, you can use you can wear your sock. Could be very good too. So at first I bend my front knee and I bring my hip as low to the floor as I can. Anjali Asana. Hold the block next to your hips, very stable here. And try to bring your hip as close as you can toward the floor. Then keep your body upright and slowly bring your heel away from you. So the pillow here is so that I will not hurt my heel when I slide my foot on the floor. And find your limit and stay. So this is Hanumanasana already. And this is what I can do today. When you are here, close your eyes and take about 5 breaths. And make your hip go lower and lower. It's very hard and very intense feeling, but keep inhale deeply and exhale and control with your arms. So after 5 breaths, I'm going back and back. And then downward facing dog. Walk the heels on and off the floor in down dog. And then we change side. So now you have the pillow supporting you on your right knee. You step your left foot into the other pillow or blanket, or you can wear your sock on this foot. Anjali Asana pose first. Make your hip go really low. Hold the block with you next to your hips. Close your eyes and sink your hip low and low. So once you think your hip is the lowest, you can go. Keep your body upright, hold the block and bring your left foot forward. Push the left heel away from you and point your left toes up to the sky. So this is Hanumanasana. Even if you are here, it's already the pose. You don't have to lock your front knee. You can keep your front knee bent. And close your eyes and stay here for about 5 breaths. So every time you feel like you can let go of more and more, bring your hip lower and lower toward the floor and just let the pillow bring you away with your front leg. What is important is that you maintain your long, slow and calm breath and control how much you want to stretch. So once we want to get out, press into your blocks so much and bring your hips back into downward facing dog again. Then bring your knees down to the floor. Open your mat again. And lay down to the floor. Now I'm going to bridge pose, supported. I raise my hips up and I bring one block and a pillow so that it will be soft and nice underneath my sacrum. If you don't have a pillow like mine, you can just use a softer block or cover your hard block with a blanket. And I'm here in very nice pose. Straighten the legs and just stay here and feel a very gentle stretch at the front of your hips. Hold your hands onto your belly. Close your eyes. And breathe long and calmly. Let your hips sink down to the soft block or pillow or blanket. And feel how your breath is calming down. Whoa! Feel how your breath is calming down. And slowly bend your knees and put your feet back down to the floor. Very slowly raise your hips up. Move the blocks underneath your hips. And lay down to the floor. Spend some time here to make your back really long on the ground. And stay here. And then hug your legs toward your chest. And move gently from side to side. And Savasana. When you are ready, let's hold your hands onto your hips for today's Savasana. Bring your heels away from your hips to create length in your body. And through your hands, let's send some warmth, love, some care toward your hips. Feel how your legs are resting on the floor. It's very soft. You have been pulling and stretching all the big muscles on your left leg, all the big muscles on your legs. Now feel how they are melting down to the floor. Feel your legs are being heavy on the ground. Every time you exhale, tell them to just let go and just sink toward the floor. Maybe even bring your heels a bit further away from your hips and let your leg be long and expanded on the ground. Notice the feeling you have now after the stretches. See if you still feel like painful or uncomfortable somewhere. And remember that stretching is not a nice feeling, and you have to train yourself, train your body and mind to think of stretching as a nice feeling. Relax even in your face, and if you fall asleep here, that's absolutely fine. You have been stretching a lot. Take a nap and let yourself recover. Otherwise, I suggest you do a hot shower after this. So please stay here while I will get out of this pose and finish the class. So thank you very much, and notice if you make any difference in your Hanumanasana pose today. It's pretty simple. We just do the same thing again and again until we see progress, and that's how we do stretch. So notice on your body and recognize the progress. And send love and gratitude to your body. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Namaste.